What is up, all? So today we're going to be taking a look at this right here, the Holy Stone HS210T. You know, that's a mouthful right there, right? Okay, and we want to thank the great folks out at Holy Stone for sending that out. And so what this is a little mini drone for kids, indoor type of a deal. It has, these different things. It's circle fly, auto hovering, throw and go, high speed rotation. And yeah, it's a nice looking little package right here. So why don't we get it out of the box and take a look at it. Alright, so in the box you get all this magnificent stuff. Okay, you got your controller right here. And it turns on with right down there is the on and off button. Takes 3 AAA batteries. There's a button there for lights. Here's a button for takeoff and land. Let's see, that's the rates over here, and then this is probably some kind of spinorama type of deal. And then these click in too, so that might be a little something else like trim or something like that. Here's the drone, and it has this movable thing right here. I guess that's gonna work off the controller. It's like a little stepper motor in there. It's got 2 500 milliamp hour batteries, two of them. And with this unique charger that charges both at the same time, you plug this in here and the light comes on here. You plug them in there. Wow, pretty neat. Let's put a battery in here. So you put them in, the batteries in, face this way with that little pin there, down there, and there's the charge port. But put them in there, and then there's that little clip right there that you push that in to pop them back out. So you just press it in there. Snap it on in there. And the on and off button is, yeah, there it is, right there. It's right down there. See that? Okay. So you would turn that on like that. You see it flashing? Okay, then you turn on the controller. See that? See, there it's all bound up. Wow. That was pretty cool, right? So we're going to fly it in here for a little bit. Okay, so yeah, wow. Pretty cool. I like how it like leans up like that, right? Isn't that kind of neat? Let me go to a little bit higher speed here. Kind of get the feel of it. Wow. I mean, it is an indoor product, right? This isn't designed for outside. But it's pretty stable. You can see, wow. It just has a little bit of a weird feel to it. I guess you got to get used to it. Okay, so here I'm going to risk life and limb here. I'm going to hit this button over here that I don't know what it does. Of course, I didn't read the manual like I never do, but let's just hit it. Oh, it straightens it out. Okay, I guess it was in that little leaning over mode. Ooh, that is pretty cool. When it's hard to see it, but when I'm flipping the sticks forward, the motors turn that way. It's pretty neat. Oh, and then it backs up that way too. Here, watch that. See if you can see that. Hold on, let me get over here. See that? That is cool. Wow. Okay, so we're going to take this out in the garage and give it a little, wow, look at that. That is super cool. Oh, absolutely. I have never actually seen anything like that. So anyway, so we're going to go take it out in the garage and fly it around out in the garage where I have a little bit more room to do maybe a flip or something like that. So let's land it up here. Wow, that was cool. Wow. Okay, let's take it outside and fly it around, and then I'll do the battery test outside. Okay, it was what is it? The white is in the front. All right. if any of these flips work. Oh, that's the one you hit. That is what turns that thing up in the air like that. See how it turns that way? So it has 3 modes like that. I just think it's so cool the way those props lean forward like that when you turn it around. So you hit the light button here, you'll see how I'm changing the colors. You can actually turn them completely off if you want. There's the blue. I think the blue looked the coolest. I think that gives it the coolest look. Oh, this thing flies really, really nice, guys. It has a real nice feel to the handling, you know what I mean? It doesn't drift around on you or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's definitely... Now, I don't know what the story is with... That's like a little spinorama mode right there when you tip it up in the air like that. I think it flies better just as a flat flyer with the props tipping around like that. I think it's just better that way. It seems to steer better that way. So that's the way I would fly it if I were you, just like this. It's very precise if you just leave it in the flat mode. Those other modes, I can tell you, they're for these little 360 type deals, right? There went that light out for some reason. Oh, that's right, it's on a timer. We'll kick that on. It ought to make it last to the end of the video. So yeah. And let me see if you hold in this speed button if it does anything. Or the... Oh, that was the trim. Okay. No, it doesn't. See, and you can do the little spins even in the flat mode. It goes real good. But it just steers so much better in this flat mode. The handling on it is really precise when it's flat like this. So I would definitely go in this mode here. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is the way to go with this thing, is having it flat like that. And there's the other ones, the other modes right there. See it up in the air like that, and then it goes down like that. That's for doing these little spins. It's just best like this. This is the way you want to keep it. Then, like I said, the lights, you know, these are LED lights, so they're really not going to put out that much wattage, you know. I mean, so you could just leave the lights on if you wanted. I don't think it's really going to affect the flight time at all, to be honest, because they're LED lights. So it's really not going to make much of a difference. This thing is actually real fun to fly. I think this be real good for your kiddies. You know, pick one up. Now there'll be a link
in the description if you want to pick one up. I'm not exactly sure how much they are, to be honest. I don't think they're that much. But anyway, so there'll be a link in the description. And we, again, want to thank Holy Stone for sending this out to us. I think you can get it from Amazon. There goes the lights there. So I'm sure that's the low battery warning. Okay, so I'm just going to assume those flashing lights are the low battery warning since they wasn't doing it before. Maybe not, right? Oh, here it goes. Okay, so that was it. Well, listen, guys, fantastic, right? Really good flyer. I'm real happy with this thing. Yay, the Holy Stone 210. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. All right, guys, thanks for watching, man. Hey, great stuff. Holy Stone, love it. All right, guys, have a nice day. I'll talk to you later.